afternoon, everybody. Now, I know it's Friday and we usually just tackle, some news around social media and we have a good kiki and we are going to get there. We're going to get there, okay? But there is some there is some news that we all could use, so I'm going to deliver it to you now, okay? So keep in mind, if you miss any parts of this, you can always go back and check it out after a few minutes of us rapping today on Substack or on YouTube. And if you're not subscribed to either, why not? Seems a little anti-Taz to me. But let's get into it. Coming from Politico, Congressional Black Caucus says resolution honoring Charlie Kirk not about healing. No shit, Sherlock. Could have told you that from a mile away. Members of the Congressional Black Caucus condemned a bipartisan resolution to memorialize conservative organizer. That is the best description I've heard of him yet. Organizer Charlie Kirk on Friday, saying the measure validated Kirk's belief and legitimized racist, harmful, and fundamentally un-American ideals. Well, it does. In a statement following the House's approval of the resolution, which received support from more than 90 Democrats, the caucus denounced political violence and the killing of Kirk, but said individuals must condemn violence without abandoning our right to speak out against ideas that are inconsistent with our values as Americans. Let me explain something to you all once again. For those of you all that call yourself staunch supporters of Charlie Kirk, what you're doing currently is erasing his memory, is erasing what he stood for and what he built a career on. You are trying to get people removed from schools, removed from positions for utilizing their First Amendment right, their freedom of speech. See, for so long, we've had to tell you all that words have consequences, that you are protected from the government telling you what you can and cannot say. And you all are now, the people of small government, are allowing the government to control what we can and cannot say. And you all still are not using your smarticle particles and thinking that, oh, this is working for us. This is working for us. No, no, you haven't learned anything. You keep slow walking fascism and a dictatorship right on into the United States because you think that you're going to be exempt from what you are weaponizing against those you don't like, while proclaiming yourself to be persecuted and under attack. You're not under attack, Courtney. You're not. You're under people's skin because you're irritating, but that's about it. That is about it. So, quick service note. If you are not following on TikTok at the controversial blonde, you need to. If you all remember Miss, whatever you want to call her, the white woman who is running for office in Georgia or out of Georgia, who lied and falsely attempted to take credit for the raid on the Hyundai plant in Georgia. Bree, aka the controversial blonde, is running against her. So please, if you can, spread the word. Make sure you follow at the controversial blonde. Make sure you share videos if you can contribute. I know she's still putting together her campaign team. If you're in the area and you can help, I believe she's still looking for a treasurer. So get in there, help. And even if you are outside of Georgia, this is the time that no matter where you live, get the word out about who's running. If you have not seen, I have it posted on TikTok and YouTube. As always, a former CIA agent that Christie shoot 'em up style removed of their credentials is now running out of Kentucky against the sitting Republican. So let's get the word out. We've done it before nationwide in helping campaigns and helping oust these powers that want to usher in a dictator, because people keep forgetting that we all have to live under the same legislation. As you're fighting to get tyranny into office, folks, remember you still have to live under those rules and regulations. You are not in the tax bracket to avoid it. Your skin does provide a good layer of protection. but watch the ID channel. Okay, just peruse the parameters of the ID channel. You are in that tax bracket that they will railroad you just like they'll railroad my black ass. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, if you recall, Jimmy Kimmel, we'll just say, was benched indefinitely because we know this will blow over. Everybody will forget, and they won't be able to utilize Charlie Kirk's murder to persecute and get retribution of their political enemies. And Kimmel will be reinstated, and his show will go on. But let us not forget, this is coming from Deadline Online. FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, who threatened ABC over Jimmy Kimmel comments, once railed against policing speech in the name of the public interest. See, once again, they're still playing by the rules that we're in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, early to mid 1990s, where we don't have the ability to all chronicle things. See, I've always been an archivist. I've always been a historian, a griot, if you will, for my Gullah Geechee people out there. So I've always kept records of things. And have people doubted me over the years when I've said things? Absolutely. I don't care, because I always come with the receipts. You can't switch up and flip-flop back and forth. And there's workarounds. And before somebody comes in here, whether on TikTok, YouTube, or Substack, and goes, well, I'm going to report you. I don't like how you do the news. I'm streaming, bitches. I don't have to worry about the FCC. And outside of having my own network, the other partnership that I have with GCPR, go ahead. You tell me you got a complaint. I'll tag you. I'll tag the man in charge, and if you think he has a problem with how I deliver the news, I got some yogurt that's been sitting out for 7 whole days in the Sahara Desert. I would love to sell you. Eat it, delicious. But FCC Chairman Brendan Carr defended his threat to investigate or take action against ABC as part of the agency's authority to enforce broadcasters' public interest obligations. It's in the public interest of everyone that, one, we can criticize our leaders, because that's what a democracy is all about, and two, that we are able to have spaces where we can laugh, where we are not just stuck in this tumultuous cycle of misery and just depression, where we want to just burn everything and everybody down. And for all of y'all that want to police other people's words, their actions, what they wear, I don't think you realize that this cesspool that you fear, you feed, you fester, you birth. You keep taking away safe havens. You keep taking away places where people can get all of that negative energy out so that we can cope. And you're wondering why there's an uptick in mass shootings. You're wondering why there's an uptick in political violence. You're wondering why there's an uptick in abuse. Energy has to go somewhere. It's no different than I remember as a teenager. There were so many places as a teen around the country you could go that had things for when we were on breaks and stuff like that. Then they started pulling those back. And then the same people who utilized those things were now adults complaining, well, the kids, they on the corner, they filling up the malls. They do. Where else are they supposed to go? You're building condos over parks. You're tearing down recreation centers. You're cementing up public pools. You're no longer having teen nights at local armories. What are they supposed to do? So I want you to think, what are these stressed out, under healthcare given adults that are also underpaid? What are they supposed to do with this hostility? They can't afford a therapist to talk this out with. and they're in echo chambers of other people who are fed up. Like, is you cool, bitch? Like, you think that you're hiding your misery so much by wagging your finger at somebody else, telling them that you're better than them. You're keeping this cycle of violence going while you keep looking around for a black, brown, or indigenous face to blame it on. We didn't do this. We didn't start the fire, and we don't have to put it out. Y'all keep saying that you all are the societal standards, that you do it better, that, you know, it's merit-based. When we do it, then show us. Show us. Finally end it. Finally end the tyranny. Finally let kids go to school and let them not wonder, is this going to be their last day? Finally fix what has been ailing this country since it was invaded. If y'all are so great at this and you're so good and you're so wonderful, fix it. You broke it, fix it. Get your duct tape, your Gorilla Glue, do what you got to do. Get the Mod Podge. I don't know how the fuck y'all gonna fix it, but fix it. Because y'all said y'all got it. Y'all know how to do it. The rest of us are savages, right? We're so lazy and we're so stupid. And y'all got to come in and correct everything. Correct this. Correct this. If you feel like crime is so bad that people can't walk neighborhoods, make sure that they can. You got the solutions, right? Just keep in mind, those solutions include you reconciling with who has been the true threat to the entire floating rock that we call Earth. Oh, I can make it laugh, but I'm not going to lie to you. So going on with this article, the FCC's authority over programming, though, is limited according to its own website. Pursuant to these legal mandates, the FCC has long held that public interest is best served by permitting free expression of views rather than suppressed speech. Communication laws and policy seeks to encourage responsive counter speech from others, the FCC states. Following this principle ensures that the most diverse and opposing opinions will be expressed, even though some views or expressions may be highly offensive. Mm, mhm, mhm, mhm. Hold on, wait a minute. What is coming in hot off the presses? And when I say the grift is real, and when I'm talking about grifting, there's grifting on all sides, all sides. All political ideologies, all political parties have grifters in it. Just like every profession that there is, have people that are good at their job and are in it for noble reasons, and people who are bad at their job and people who are in it for not so noble reasons. Coming straight in from Radar Online, stadium set to host massive Charlie Kirk funeral plunge into scandal after vendor is nabbed for celebrating activist murder. I'm not saying that other word. One less fascist. Well, they're not wrong. The owner of the taco joint. Okay. Woo. The owner of the taco joint that has several concession stands inside Glendale, Arizona's State Farm Stadium allegedly made hateful social media comments about Charlie Kirk. Why is it that everybody who does not like Charlie Kirk is doing a better job of honoring the legacy he left behind, but not the people who claim to love him so much? And do not think that it has gone unnoticed by me that many of y'all are defending Charlie Kirk and never watched anything that he said, because you are defending clips going, well, you didn't see everything that he said. You didn't watch it fully through because you're hearing other people say it and you are hoping and praying that there was some decency in him. The only thing that you're fighting for when you're fighting for the name of Charlie Kirk is whiteness. not your heritages, not German, not Scandinavian, not Norwegian, whiteness. The void that you decided to sacrifice everything that made you, everything that gave you community, everything that gave you a sense of being a human being, you sacrificed just to have the label of void, aka whiteness, whose funeral will be held at the venue. Radar Online can exclusively report. A former friend and workout partner claims that Lola's Taco founder, we love Lola's Tacos, Yvette Lola Oliveras, is publicly celebrating his assassination, along with continued absolutely evil stories about Kirk via her private Facebook page. Kirk has evil stories posted on his own social media platforms about Kirk. He was not a good person. He was a fascist. This is the same person who took joy in the murder of George Floyd, whom he shares a birthday with.
Indeed.
This is the same person who took joy and wanted to bail out the attacker of Paul Pelosi. This is the same person who spoke his own demise into existence.
Indeed.
So we're supposed to be held to a higher standard than the motherfucker that's about to be put in the ground and never rise up out of it. If you know, you know. If you don't, I'm not explaining it. Google it. One last fascist. Arizona firearms instructor Paige Rue, who goes by at some chick who shoots on social media and on her business webpage, shared an Instagram video on Tuesday, September 16th, making the allegations. Rue noted that Oliveras owns a very large, very prominent concession stand at the stadium where Kirk's memorial will be held on September 21st, sharing a photo of Lola's Tacos set up there. First of all, y'all know what y'all should be playing and doing on September 21st. If you don't know, then this conversation ain't for you. This assignment ain't for you, okay? But those that do know, you know what the assignment is. You know what we will be doing on September 21st, okay? Okay, as long as that's clear. Why is it here? No, I know why it is. I'm not talking to the Anglo-Saxons right now. And please stop calling them Caucasians, because Caucasians were people of color. I'm talking to the white folks, okay? The practicing, non-deconstructing white folk. You don't own us anymore. We don't have to publicly pretend to mourn for you. You are still holding on to that infantilized version of chattel slavery, Jim Crow, Reconstruction that your family has sold you. Well, you know, they just love their master so much they cried when they died because they didn't have a choice. They were getting beat for everything. Then people didn't even have family that would come to their funeral, that would bury them, that would do anything else. I want you to think, this was a culture of people. This was a society of people who a lot of times wouldn't even take pictures of their family until somebody died, and then they would take pictures with them posthumously before they would hold a funeral. I want you to let that sink in. I want you to let that sink in. If folks ain't going to be nice and cordial and respectful to their own family, why do you think that we are supposed to do more? Y'all want us to cry and bow down to Hitler 2.0, so it makes you feel better about your racism because you don't want to admit that you agree with him and why you agreed with him. You're trying to get people canceled for doing exactly what he did, doing exactly what he created an organization for, doing exactly what he presumably, with his clantastic eugenics Barbie bride, raised their children to do. Now, a lot of y'all, I wish you all would have existed during the time of Hitler, because at least with all of the twisting and contorting you're doing to turn yourselves into a German pretzel, you could have changed the narrative behind Hitler, and the people who would be calling themselves Nazis today would be the ones fighting for equity, because y'all would have changed the narrative so much that people would have thought that that was how his legacy was supposed to be carried the fuck out. Because I swear, some of y'all, some of the contents of y'all cranial cavity is smaller than Trump's penis.
She said y'all got micro penises. The brain.
Studio audience is awake today.
Studio audience is awake and getting ready for work.
Studio audience fell asleep during the best parts of yesterday's show.
Studio audience was
Talk about me and Thomas were not about to traumatize you this morning. I'm like, I talked about that yesterday.
I'm like, was I in the state of, was I in the land of the living at this time? Yeah.
You were knocked out. Okay, now for those that are not aware, Candace Owens is being sued by the head of France, okay? Because she is on this thing about the First Lady of France, Mrs. Macron, being born a man, which is completely unfounded and unsubstantiated. But I think that because Trump and his administration has had this ongoing war against the trans community, she thought that this would be a way of her cozying back up to the inner circle of, of Trump. And she really thought, for some reason, her black ass, her non-bleaching black ass, because at this point, as long as she's been pandering and tap dancing at the top of the Coontastic Coalition, that she could have pulled a Sammy Sosa and turned herself into a white lady. Or what's that lady's name on here that went from being black to being a white lady and trying to act like she ain't never been black? But Candace Owens really thought that the U.S. government was going to get behind her. Booski, when Australia said you couldn't come there, you should have shut up and had several seats. You really should have. But French First Lady Brigitte Macron to present evidence to prove she's a woman amid ongoing legal battle with conservative figurehead Candace Owens. Here's the thing, Candace, if you're going to have a podcast and you want to have credibility and you want to finally do something on your own where you are not riding the coattails of a racist white man, because you can't suck Charlie Kirk's dick no more. How about do just a bit of research, because there's a blockbuster story behind the Macrons. Do y'all know how they met? Emmanuel was a student at the school that Brigitte was teaching at. Emmanuel is the same age, or might be a little bit younger, than Brigitte's daughter from the first set of kids. That's more juicy. That's more sensational. That won't get you sued when you talk about it. And here's the thing. All of this, oh, she was born a man, is bringing up this conversation. Candace, Babuski, you could have just talked about that. Like your first taste of a little bit of money in your bank account where you could breathe easy, okay, and not keep checking your bank balance while you was in the grocery store was when you had to sue some motherfuckers for saying fucked up shit to you and about you. You should know better than anybody else what to say and what not to say. You got to tell the truth. Oh, he was absolutely groomed. You're absolutely right. He was groomed. But tell the truth. Just like on my podcast, Conversations with Taz. For Courtney, I believe you're in here. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think for about a year, maybe a little bit longer, we followed a case that was hilarious. Okay. If we did not have court records to fall back on and video evidence, you would thought that it was something that somebody just made up and put out there. It was funny. We talked about it. We joked about it. And why did we do that? And nobody got sued? Because it was factual. Didn't have to make anything up. This guy was insane in the membrane. And we probably have some updates coming soon, because I did get some alerts that he's been back in court. Yeah, it was at least a year. Yeah, you're right, Cody. Because there are great stories that are humorous, that will get the conversation going. We'll have people looking at different aspects of things where you don't have to lie. And like I've said before, you don't have to sensationalize things, especially in this day and age. There's so much happening back to back that's just so, you don't have to sensationalize it. But Brigitte Macron is going to present scientific, I don't know, Anywho, scientific and photographic evidence to a U.S. court to prove she's a woman amid her ongoing lawsuit with Candace Owens, according to a new report. So y'all know she's being sued in a U.S. court. So this is why, before you go, well, why does she have to show pictures? It's the United States. This is America. America, dumb as fuck. Y'all know how this goes. As OK reported, Macron and her husband, French President Emmanuel Macron, are suing Candace Owens for insisting Brigitte was born a man before transitioning to a woman. Marginalized women, come to the front. Let me explain something. It makes absolutely zero sense for you to be transphobic, because the talking points of transphobia can be weaponized and has been weaponized against all of us. Every last one of us. People will swear up and down they can tell that you transitioned and blah, 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 blah. They're going to use it against all of us. And if your femininity, your womanhood is so fragile that the existence of other communities and subsets of women existing causes you to feel like they're taking away from your womanhood, newsflash, you haven't figured out what womanhood is to you. You are trying to live up to an unattainable societal standard that's made to keep you trapped and miserable and made to have you seeking a warm body instead of a warm mind and heart and flourishment in this world. Because I know what womanhood means to me. I know how I define womanhood for myself, because that is individual. It is person by person. There's nothing anybody on this planet can do to make me question my womanhood, because I know what it means to me. You can't add to it. You can't take from it. You can't deter it.
You can play with it.
Oh, you can play with it, though.
I can. Nobody else can.
Exactly.
That's what I was saying. Keep your pants in your own.
So yeah, all of this, especially black women, like, come on. I need y'all to realize something, okay? This is why I say it's incredibly important to study history. And I know y'all go, but Taz, you love history. First of all, I do, and I make history very fun. Y'all should come along for the ride in my class, especially the one on Saturday. You should. It's fun, okay? I know y'all probably had some boring history teachers in school from primary all the way through college. It ain't that type of party, okay? It ain't that type of party, okay? We have a rocking good time. But also because history connects the dots for you. The same talking points they give you regarding why you shouldn't like the trans community are the same talking points they had against black people. Same talking points they had where they went from being anti-Judaism to anti-Semitism. It's the same talking points they had towards Polish people when they got here, Italian people when they got here, Irish people when they got here. It's the same talking points. They're just like, oh, we don't treat you as bad as we used to. So here's the handbook. They're like, here's the handbook. Now use this jargon against them over there. It'll make you feel so much better. Will it change anything? No. Will you make more money? No. Will we clean up the streets? No. Will we properly use your tax dollars to help you? No. Will we keep your kids safe if you do this? No. This is a way for you to do the work of carrying out our hate and covering for the fact that we have extremely low self-esteem because we know we can't survive on our own. And we kind of need you to keep doing it, but we don't really work on our personalities all like that. And we know that you would leave us the fuck alone and let us die off. And we don't really like to work, but we do like to make a lot of money, sitting up here in the Fed and all. So just take these and do that and stay miserable. Yeah, you'll agree to that because it makes you feel better to tell them the same things that we tell you every day. I mean, we say it to you with a smile on our face to make it seem comfy and cozy. You don't have to smile at them, though. See? The little perks. It's like the daily pizza party and Gold Star you don't really need. So when you break it down like that, it sounds like some dumb shit that you shouldn't be doing. Because it is some dumb shit that you shouldn't be doing. The talking points don't change. Listen to them. It's an abomination. It's against God. Who's God? And when did we go back to being under the Mosaic law? Because if you're Christian, did Christ unresurrect himself, undie at the cross, unget born? Hmm? Hmm? And stop bringing up the 10 commandments and stop trying to throw the 10 commandments up everywhere. We're under Christ's commandments, which are 2 greatest commandments. You look that up if you're Christian. And then they're like, they're not good for society. How many times have you heard that? Just in your lifetime. How many different subsets of people in society have you been told are not good for the greater good of society? That they were a detriment, that they were a danger. Because if all of these categories of people are so horrific, one, why do the racists always emulate, cosplay, culturally appropriate them for commodification? Number one. Number two, why don't you have separate reasoning as to why people should be fearful of them? 3, how come they never see it through to the end? Because what was it, last year, this time? Oh, the drag queens are coming to indoctrinate the children and take them off to Never Never Land and have them all twirling in dresses with impeccable makeup and slave to the gods' wigs. Now, all of a sudden, we don't give a damn about drag queen brunches, drag queen story hour, drag queen books, nothing. Last year, ban books, ban them all. Oh, you can't read this. You can't read. Oh, just the Bible. Which Bible? Whose Bible? The Catholic Bible, the Lutheran Bible, the Baptist Bible, and which Baptist? First Baptist, Southern Baptist. What? The non-denominational Baptist? Oh, are we doing African Methodist, Ethiopian Methodist? Are we doing Episcopal? Who? But now all of a sudden, we still banning books, are we? Is it okay? And the PTO, they don't know how to get rid of the teachers that they don't like, because most of the heifers that was trying to get rid of teachers were looking at the teachers, knowing what their husbands were attracted to. And for some reason, they think that the teachers want their husband too. So they just need her up and out to school so that their husband don't slip and slide and fall into them when their husband don't even know what school the kids go to.
I accidentally fell into a teacher.
The next place you're going to fall into is the bosom of Christ.
You know that threat you just made online, right? I'm calling the FBI.
Said that's the next place you're going to slip and fall. I didn't say that I was going to make you slip in there.
The FBI. Y'all heard her threaten me online.
Call the FBI. Take a picture. Take a picture. You want me to send you the clip? What you say? We go together or we go together? Mm-hmm. If anybody asks you,
anybody asks you shit,
where I'm going.
When you're on, it's gonna take a kiss and get out of here.
Love you. Be safe.
Love you too, do the book. Hey y'all. Hey.
The studio audience.
Studio audience has to go to work. Mwah. Love you.
I can't with you. Yeah, Jay did tell you that whatever you say can be held against you in the court of Taz. Absolutely. And the jury is rigged. You know, I ain't gonna lie about that. The jury is rigged.
Drinking with these nuts. Riggers. Y'all some riggers.
Okay. You know
What's
what?
wrong with you riggers? You riggers crazy.
Between you, Gilbert, and Thomas, I'm just gonna stop drinking anything when y'all around. 'Cause that's the third time I have almost messed up my own equipment.
What's wrong with you riggers? Rigger, please.
That's your yes, that's my man.
My man is going to work. That's what you later, baby.
All right. Do you want graham crackers?
No, thank you.
All righty.
Toodles.
Toodle. Always a rocking good time around here. And I'm gonna stand beside. Well, I'm gonna sit beside him. We know I ain't standing too. I'm gonna sit beside him. I'm gonna sit beside him. He's a good man, Savannah. I'm gonna sit beside him. Now, Harley, what are you doing? Oh, you're going to be the studio audience now? Okay. So Harley the Pup is going to be the studio audience now. DOJ says Trump protesters could face RICO charges for yelling at him while he was trying to enjoy dinner. Y'all remember the video, right? I got it on YouTube. Trump goes, Mama. I don't know if y'all can see her. Hold on. Hi, Mamas. We got all sorts of special guests today. Today is not a professional show. It's entertaining. Hi, shake your hand. Yes, I shake your hand. It's your mama, baby. Yeah, sit down. I'm almost done. It's not time to go out yet. But I'll be done in a little bit. Okay, just sit there. Okay, we'll shut on your face. Yeah, sit down. Don't laugh about it. But you remember the video where Trump got mad because he got called out for all the years that he's been in DC, his first administration, now his second, that he's never been seen out at any of the restaurants partaking in anything DC life related. So he decided, you know what? I'll take the cabinet and my best buds out to dinner. He had not sat down to eat yet, and they were just chanting. They were calling him Hitler, which they're not wrong. Like if there was a discount Temu, like discount of the discount of the discount Temu Hitler, that would be Trump. But now they're trying to say that they could catch RICO charges. Do they know what RICO? I don't think they know what RICO is. I'm beginning to think everybody at the DOJ that Trump added got their law degrees from Trump U. That or ICDC, maybe DeVry, maybe ITT Tech, because that always bothered me. How is it the International Technology something? Like it was, you would have said tech twice. But I don't know. Oh, the Institute of Technical Training. So the Institute of Technical Training Tech. I think too much about these things. But anywho, the number 2 official at the Department of Justice was so aghast at the idea of anti-Trump demonstrators protesting the president while he was trying to enjoy dinner before he sat down, got a menu, placed an order. I mean, we know what he was going to order. Well done, dried out steak with ketchup. A room temperature Diet Coke, definitely not mashed potatoes, if you know, you know. And a side of grab about a Cooter biscuit. That they could face federal anti-racketeering charges that were designed to bust up organized crime. So wouldn't the people at the table with Trump be the ones catching the RICO charges? Remember, the number two at the DOJ during his confirmation hearings and his recent meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell stated that he is still, to this day, the personal attorney for Donald John Trump Sr. And you know what? Let's normalize calling Trump by what the fuck he is. Donald John Trump Sr. I know he likes to distance himself from his namesake because he didn't want a child named after him because he said, and I quote, "What if he grows up to be a loser?" Donnie Don Don Senior scene. You were already a fucking loser, okay? You wanted to be Fred Jr., but you couldn't. Be happy that you got a junior and he's living up to your standards. But let's call him that. And let's encourage the Kirk fans to start their own Church of Kirk, okay? Because we need to have Trump spiraling out of control, okay? Keep up the conversation. Keep asking about the Epstein-Maxwell files. Oh, yeah, and I just put up a video on TikTok and YouTube regarding Acosta speaking on the sweetheart deal with regarding Epstein today. So that's why I'm not talking about it here. It's all detailed there. But keep talking about that and keep bringing up Kirk. Make the news cycles and everything. Give Trump no type of airtime, no attention unless it's talking about Epstein and Maxwell. That's it. He is going to unravel and so much truth is going to come out because we know what he will do when he wants and needs attention. But in recent days, the Trump administration has threatened to prosecute demonstrators and groups that support them as part of a wider campaign against left-wing opposition, raising alarms that will crack down on dissent by infringing First Amendment rights. Here's the thing. He is doing everything that he accused the Biden administration of doing because he knew the Biden administration wasn't doing it, but he understands that his sycophants, once they hear it enough, you know, the 3-time rule, once they hear it 3 times, they believe that it's true and it's stuck in the cranial cavity and they will not let go of it. Because they feel that Biden was weaponizing because they're comparing what took place in the Biden administration to what's taking place now. So they're having a whole lot of cognitive dissonance and not being able to recognize that right now the government is being weaponized, that the government is being expanded. And when they're comparing it to how things were supposed to go under Biden, it's like an infant whose days and nights are reversed. And once again, let me remind people, for those in Georgia or even outside of Georgia, if you were pissed off by that Karen lady taking claim, you know, lying about calling in the Hyundai plant, which she had nothing to do with. This is why none of her information has been accurate. This is why her story keeps changing. She's running for office out of Georgia. She now has an opponent. That opponent on TikTok goes by the controversial blonde. You all should know because she was previously my co-host for Conversations with Taz, Talk About It Tuesday. Now she's focused on the campaign. So make sure you follow her. We support Bree, so make sure you get the word out, share all her content. If you can donate, you can donate. If you're in the area and would like to help with the campaign, boots on the ground, please let her know, okay? Gonna keep reminding y'all, y'all make sure y'all get out there and remind people too, okay? Because that's what we do, okay? We want forward motion, okay? You know, they say, it's not about how big it is. It's the motion in the ocean. Well, let's put some motion in this ocean, okay? Moving on. We need to move on up like the Jeffersons. What is you doing? Would you stop? Stop. You cannot make me pet you. Stop. Just sit. Just sit. I'm going to be with you in a minute. You got me feeling like chopped wood. I'll be with you in 2 and 2. Would you? Stop. Stop. You know how these people thinking that I'm mean to you. It's bad enough. Chaos got people thinking that I'm mean and abusive to him. Jeez, please. You're going to be a special guest. You got to cooperate. Oh, the tail stopped wagging when I said cooperate. I see. You know. I swear, fur babies are worse than 2-legged babies. Just. Oh, this the niece, chicken. This is the niece. Hey, this is the niece. This is Harley. This is Puppet. Bizarro puppers, as Chaos says. Would you? Do you understand personal space? No, you can't. Stop. No, stop. I have a dress on. If you keep doing that, it ain't that type of show. We're not the naked news out of Russia. Yes, that was. I don't know if that's still a thing, but that was a real thing for quite a while. Where's this one at? Would you? Can you? Not you getting impatient with me? Okay, so Kennedy's vaccine advisors declined to recommend COVID-19 shot for all Americans, but let's remember that he gutted that advisory board and refilled it with people that he's making money with. A top immigration official said that more than 400 arrests have been made in the Chicago area. Yeah, I feel like they're not. You see, when you say the Chicago area, as big as Chicagoland is, you could arrest somebody in Alaska and call it the Chicago area at this point. Where they getting these people from? And where ICE been at? Okay, because we've been everywhere. I couldn't even get ice in my cup yesterday, let alone ice on the street getting people. Oh, they definitely ain't coming. No, they ain't coming here. They ain't coming down south. But I'm like, we've been everywhere. Like, girly pop, stop. Would you stop? Let's see. And people are now asking if Jimmy Kimmel's First Amendment rights were violated. It did. It did. The Senate officially confirmed Mike Waltz as Trump's ambassador to the United Nations after months of delay. If you remember, Mike Waltz was the one that was under a lot of scrutiny regarding the first time we heard about Signalgate, when the reporter was accidentally put into the Signal chat, and they, to this day, are still using Signal. Trump will host Turkey's leader at the White House on September 25th. Has anybody explained to Trump that this is not an early Thanksgiving? Remember, Trump tariffed a place that's just inhabited by penguins. And has anybody told Trump, like, this is going to be a whole human being that will be visiting him and not a giant turkey? I know Melania is hating being at the White House full time. Mayor done got himself kicked out of school. Get out of there, Harley. And now she don't have a choice but to be in the White House. They're talking about he didn't get kicked out. He just transferred to the DC campus. He could have been at the DC campus. He got kicked out. Okay, we knew that he was a creeper. We knew that he's a sociopath. We knew that he was Dexter in a different font. Okay, we heard about the nannies. We heard about the eminence. Okay, we knew about that. And Melania was like, damn it, Baron, you are supposed to be my ticket away from this. Oh, quit. No. Now, here's something that, you know, when it comes to Rafael Cruz, y'all know him as Ted, but since he doesn't like honoring name changes, Rafael Jr. Said FCC chair's threat to ABC is dangerous as hell. You never know which way this tumbleweed bastard is going to go. Senator Rafael Cruz on his latest podcast. How do all of these Congress people have podcasts? How do you have time for this? You're supposed to be reading bills, writing bills, talking to your constituency, avoiding hooker scandals, not crash and grinder, protecting your Gucci cat. not letting Trump grab you by the cooter biscuit. That seems like a whole lot of work, I guess. On his latest podcast, that Federal Communications Commission chair Brendan Carr's threat to punish ABC over comedian Jimmy Kimmel's comments about the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk as is dangerous as hell. Cruz said Friday that while Carr is a great guy and he's glad ABC took Jimmy Kimmel live off the air indefinitely because he didn't like the jokes that Kimmel was saying about him, threatening ABC's broadcasting license eventually will end up bad for conservatives. Eventually, it will. Here's the thing, conservatives. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. Black people are the litmus test, okay? And after Black people are non-conforming white people, you will do things to those two groups first. The powers that be will. And they look at y'all and go, they're okay with this. We can do that to them too. And they walk you right on into it. And for those that think that I'm joking or I'm stretching, I want you to think of this. There used to be a time that when you got a job, your benefits package was a benefits package. Not only did you have comprehensive healthcare, dental, vision, things like that, you had the option of AFLAC, you got discount cards and codes for other businesses. You got perks. You got perks. Which included holiday functions, parties, where you were networking with other companies, where you were networking with the different people in the company. You go, well, that's not really a benefit. Yes, it is. That is how a lot of people were able to climb throughout companies. Also, these parties, these engagements came with gift cards, baskets of food for the like a lot of people for years did not pay for their holiday meals because their companies were giving them hams and turkeys and all of these things, like everybody in the company. And what happened was they were like, you know what, we're not going to give that to the mailroom because that's heavy with the Black folks. So we don't. Oh, they're okay with that? Okay, we'll move to the janitorial staff. They won't get that either. Oh, they okay with that? And then eventually they pulled it all away. Like there was one point I worked for a company that every pay week, we got paid every other week. They hired a masseuse to come in. Once a month, we had a catered meal. Now, I'm not talking about like pizza. No, like full on, like 3-course catered meals. Because they were like, we need to keep these people happy to keep this company running. They started taking it away and nobody said anything because, oh, they took it from them. Oh, they took it from them. Oh, well, nobody else got it. Oh, if you take all of that away, which is hundreds of thousands of dollars, in return, we'll give y'all a quarter more an hour. Okay, over the next 25 years. So a penny a year. Okay, well, okay. Then this is what they do. It started there and it trickled over. You're sitting here praising these people losing their jobs. Conservatives, did you forget that you all were preemptively suing people over situations that had not yet occurred so that you would not have to service people who knew where you stood and had no intention of bringing you business? You came online creating scenarios, but I don't want to be forced into this. You're still backing a 3-time divorcee with bastard children by your definition because she refused as a government employee to issue marriage licenses to people who lived in a manner that went against her religion when she never fully expressed to y'all what her damn religion was. Y'all just gave her the moniker of Christian, knowing she looking like a low-budget backwoods wannabe Etsy witch. That girl is praising penis. She subscribes to the religion of adultery. That's why I say match the energy. For all of them that are out here like, oh, report this person and, this person is blah, 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 this, and they don't like conservative. Report them. And not just report them, let it be known on social media so that wherever they work, we don't. Expand the boycott. Don't buy from there. Don't buy from them. If the company doesn't want to fire them, if they're the owners of the company, don't use them. And this is something I was raised on. If somebody that was a family member or friend of my parents, whatever company they worked for, that's what we used. Back before we had cell phones, when we had AT&T, MCI, all that stuff. My mom's a good friend, one of my godmothers, worked for AT&T for years. Like, that's where she retired from. Every phone in our house was an AT&T phone. Our long distance through AT&T. I had uncles that worked for General Motors. Guess where everybody in the family was? And if anybody got done wrong, nobody was purchasing from that. And you would go, oh, that's just one family. That's just one. Word of mouth and product recommendations go a long way, because I want you to think about, when you're ready to purchase something, who you talk to, who you listen to, who you trust. Even if you don't vocalize and tell somebody, what do you think about this product? You pay attention to the products and services that those close to you use. And you are 9 times more likely to use what people around you are consistently using. That's an endorsement. That's better marketing than anything. I can pay the Beyonce herself to tell y'all, oh yeah, Taz's classes are great. That don't mean shit if the actual students ain't saying the same thing. So if we do that now, oh, a change is going to come. A change is going to come. They don't like that we don't give a damn about Charlie Kirk. Okay. Okay. You know a college student? And Turning Point USA events are going to keep going. Tell them, don't even go out to the courtyards. Don't go out to the courtyards and protest them, because all they're doing is they're not being honest about the fact that they're being protested. Okay. They go, oh, look at these crowds. They're grifters. And then when you stand in line to challenge them, they're just going to clip farm you. They're not going to show you owning their debaters. Tell the college students in your life, or if you're the college student, don't go up to them. Get a list of podcasters. During the time that they're on your campus, tune into those podcasters. Turn the volumes up. Get in their comment section. Share their stuff. Blow them up. Make the crowds continue to decrease. Give some pushback. Hell, put them on speakers. Put the speakers in the windows and crank it up. It's pretty hard to indoctrinate people when they can hear other people giving the truth and backing it up. That's the difference. Can back it up. They don't want Lola's tacos at Charlie Kirk's funeral. I don't know what them people gonna eat at the stadium. First of all, don't ever hold a memorial service for me at a damn Actually do it, because I'm all about the snacks. Celebrate me with snacks and dancing. Don't have my body there though. Don't go ahead and bury me. Do all the pomp and circumstance after I'm in the ground. Like, have a big party. Like, just okay, embalm me. Well, once I make up my mind how I want to do it. Sometimes I want to be pressed in the jury. Sometimes I just want to be cremated. Sometimes I want to be buried. I don't know. Okay, I got precautions for all of those scenarios. Okay, just be aware. Okay, y'all know me. I start researching stuff and I'm like, oh, this sounds like a good idea. And then I research something else. But at this point, it's just in the little packet for when I'm gone. There might be some dice in there that you just, the number you get, that's how you end it. But celebrate me after that. So you don't have to worry about, me thawing out and decomposing while y'all partying. Because remember, I'm Gullah Geechee and Bahamian. Party for a couple days. Okay, take some days off of work. Even if your partying is just laying in the bed taking a nap. I love a good nap. Okay, I love a good nap. Honor me how I live. Okay, call a friend and gossip about Trump to him. Okay, I may not gossip about other people, but I do keep the political tea piping hot for you. Okay. Oh yes, and French fries for everybody. You get a French fry. You get a French fry. You get a French fry. Throw some Reese cups in the casket just in case. Okay, just in case. Remember, I am still a historian. There have been times, and till y'all can dig me out, I need sustenance. Throw a Mountain Dew in there too. Don't throw no candles in there because not a lot of oxygen. I'm I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that. But thank you, Courtney. Yeah. Yeah, people tend to forget like what you. I said this before when we were still waiting to hear if Charlie Kirk had left this mortal coil. Be careful what you try to take from others because you are going to take it from yourself as well. I know they try to separate and act like there's all these different subsets on this planet. There's not a set of workers that are just out here working and then a set of consumers that some way somehow have the money to go out and buy stuff. You're the same people. Okay? We all live under the same legislation. We all live under the same rules. So what you try to take from me, you're taking from yourself as well. Please finally learn from the racists that came before you. Y'all complain about the prices of amusement parks, but what we now know as amusement parks used to just be the county parks, and they were free. You complain about the fact that you have to spend all this money for your child to have a good education, but that used to be the standard. Racism is expensive, and everybody pays the price. Everybody. They convince you that, oh, it's so pretty and so nice and so great to take this from this one and this one and this one and this one. You're taking it from yourself as well. You're taking it from yourself as well. And you cannot remove or try to strip people of their humanity and then try to force the same ones you stripped of their humanity to try to honor the lack of humanity in you. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't go that way. Now, in closing, just a few housekeeping things. If you would, to help your girl keep all the bells and whistles going and to get Substack back on track, please subscribe on TikTok or YouTube or TikTok, YouTube, or Substack. TikTok and Substack offer non-paid and paid subscriptions. Of course, you get a whole, almost knocked the mic over, a whole plethora of extra things, especially should you subscribe to my Substack. And as always, I just ask, please subscribe, turn on the notifications of YouTube, and do me a solid and just watch 2 videos. Just 2 for me. Do that for me. I would prefer it be one of the educational videos, specifically travel through history, or anti-racism journey. But if you need to get caught up with the news, get caught up with the news. And there's some great miscellaneous commentary videos up there as well. And if you enjoyed the Taz Effect, when you come back, please come back. Bring a friend back with you. We don't bite. Okay. We bite a little. But it tickles. Okay, it tickles. It doesn't hurt. Well, thank you. So, as always, each one teach one, each one reach one, and be sure to go out and get into some good trouble. But remember, nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, that requires bail in this economy. Okay? Now, go out and have a rocking good time this weekend. Be safe. If you get a moment, check out the links in my bio and sign up for tomorrow's class. We will be taking a trip across the pond and discussing the 1700s and Black history on the other side of the globe. All right? Hopefully, I will see you there. If not, I'll see you back here Sunday for journal prompts, book reading, race discussions with chaos, and then the villain's view. Jesus Christ. Boy, I got so much going on Sunday. That's supposed to be a day of rest. I don't think I have a clear understanding of definition. All right. That is so much. I said I was fixing my schedule, not adding to it. Wait to you. Let me go work on my life. All right, y'all. I may pop back in later on today, depending on how the news goes. But y'all be safe and be good or goodish. I don't know. Depends on how you look at it. Good grief. Ugh. Okay, all these updates keep coming on. I can't end it. There we go.